like you're having to motivate your child always to do their schoolwork, motivating them to study. If the school have given them homework, do you feel like you're always having to motivate them to do their homework? Are you accusing them of being lazy? If you are, if they appear lazy to you, got some ideas I want to share with you in this video that I think will really help. It's going to be kind of 3 main ideas. But first of all, number 1, and that is to do with the concept of what's important to them and linking it to what it is they're trying to do. You see, the truth is, anytime somebody doesn't appear to be motivated to do something, it's not because they're not a motivated person. It's just the thing they're being asked to do is not of interest to them. It's just not high priority to them. The truth is your child is motivated to do some things. And actually, I'm going to touch upon this on another video. There's a huge difference between motivation and inspiration. But for now, let's just say there's definitely things your child's motivated to do. So it's not that they're a lazy child. It's not they lack motivation. What the problem is, what they're being asked to do, they simply don't love it enough. They don't see enough reasons to do it. However, here's tip number 1. If you can help them see the study they're being asked to do from the school, how that's going to benefit your child in the things they love to do, if you can help them make those connections, then guess what? They start to have a whole new outlook on that schoolwork, on that homework, or on that study. They see it completely differently. So you've got to work at this. You've got to work at making those links. Let me just give you a couple of quick examples so you can get the idea. And obviously it depends on your child's age as to what kind of links you're going to make. But first of all, know your child. What is it they love to do? So let's say, for example, your child's really into singing and drama. Let's say they love singing. And they really are bored with maths. They don't like doing their maths whatsoever. And they're studying their times tables. Well, one of the things you could do is say to them, go and find a way of practice singing your times tables. Sing your timetables in different keys. Sing them in a different rhythm or melody. Straight away, that's going to be more interesting to your child. Now, in this modern world of video, as we are here, some of them probably love the idea of watching YouTube videos. Now, I'm not suggesting you have to get them to do a YouTube video, but they probably love the idea of being in camera and doing selfies and that sort of stuff. What they could do is actually make it a song. Do a song about their times tables, and when they're happy with it, only when they're happy, video themselves doing it to show you what they're doing. So they're entertaining mum and dad, they're doing a performance there, they're doing something they love, the singing, they're doing something current and modern which they love, which is using a video. All of it around maths, the thing they didn't think they loved, but then they're going to have a different relationship with it. Let me give you an example actually of my daughter, my youngest daughter, who is really into dancing. And she was struggling with English comprehension one day. So I asked her, I said, Ruby, how does English comprehension help you with your dancing? Of course, she looked at me and said, Dad, you're mad. There is no relationship. It doesn't. I said, no, come on, let's think about this more. And it did take a little bit of thinking about it. I said, well, comprehension is all about demonstrating to the teacher that you can understand a paragraph or a few paragraphs and be able to explain it back to the teacher to demonstrate you fully understood the whole essence of that little bit of a story that's going on. Well, think about dancing, Ruby. Isn't dancing where you've got to express a story to the audience and do it well enough that the audience can understand what that story is about? And she started to go, well, yeah, Dad, it does. So straight away I could engage her and get her interested. The fact that if she got better at the comprehension, better understanding something, extracting the information from the comprehension, that would help her in her ability to dance, because she'd be able to extract from the dance the story and express that through dance. So you can see how there's a linked relationship there in that. One final one quickly, because this linking one is so important. And here's the reason why it's so important. When you can get your child to see how the thing they're being asked to do, the school homework, the school study, that they're lazy and not motivated to do, when they can see how by doing that it's going to help them with what they love, then they're more inclined to do it, and they don't then need that motivation to do it because they then want to do it because it's going to help the thing that's important to them. A simple example most of us parents have used at some point is the children want a pudding, they want a dessert, they want their ice cream, they want their cake, whatever it is. And we might say to them, well, you can have that when you eat your vegetables. The vegetables are important to us as a parent because we know that actually it's going to be beneficial to them. The children aren't interested in the vegetables, they're interested in the pudding. But their way to the pudding is to eat the vegetables. You've got more chance of that happening because they can see how by doing this is going to help them get the thing they love. Does that make sense? So that's point number one. Linking the values there. Number two, every single child loves overcoming challenges. Every single child loves to know they've succeeded at something and broken through something. In fact, every human being does. It's just a part of our nature. So I had a thing with my eldest daughter when she was homeschooling for a while. Used to get her every day to write down and share with me and my wife what challenge had she faced that day that she had overcome. How did it benefit her having that challenge? What did she learn from that challenge? How's she going to use the benefit of that challenge in the future? And she had to think about that. Now, here's the thing. If you stick with the discipline of doing that and you get your child to do that each day, just to share with you over dinner time or just some point in the afternoon, what challenges do they have today to do with their schoolwork and their study, and how did they overcome that? If you keep with the habit of that, then guess what? They look for challenges to overcome. They actually get excited when they get a challenge because then they can share it with mum and dad about how they overcome that. That's a hugely different mindset. So that's going to help create, if you like, motivation for your child around their schoolwork and their study. The third one, and this is a real classic one, is that you want your child to teach what it is they've learned. When you know you're going to teach something or you're going to have to recite something, you tend to work harder at it. Think of an example. If your child, let's say, has ever been in a school play and they've been given some lines, even if they don't love drama, you'll probably find they want to learn those lines because they want to make sure they remember them enough to be able to do it for the school play. They might forget it straight after the school play. They want to remember it enough before, so they practice it. If, again, the example is each day in the afternoon or dinner time, you're going to say to your child, share with me something you've learned in your maths, in your English today, whatever subject it is. Share with me something you've learned as if you're teaching me. I don't know, teach me. You can get them to do that. Again, build the habit. Guess what happens? Through the day, they're thinking, oh, this would be a good thing to teach mum and dad. So then the moment they think that, they retain the information more. Now they have a whole different level of motivation around wanting to learn that thing. Now again, they can either share it to you in person, or if they're really into the whole YouTube thing and videos, why not get them to do a YouTube video without necessarily putting on YouTube, but a video of themselves sharing what they've learned in whatever subject they want to do today, hopefully in a few subjects. Get in that way, then they can show you the video. Again, because then you're appealing to what's important to them. You're letting them do it in a way that's important to them. The more you can do that, but help them get what you want them to get, i.e. better in their schoolwork and their study, the more they're going to want to do it, the more they're going to love doing it. So there you go. There's the ideas there to help. If you feel you've got a lazy child that needs motivating for their study, for their homework, for their schoolwork, there's some ideas that I hope could help. If it has helped or whatever feedback you've got, please leave me a comment below. Subscribe so you get the latest updates with the videos. Thank you once again. My name's Scott Cranfield. I'm the author of The Wise Bear Stories.